Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, we'll be doing some lure into France 6. We got board E. Oh, nice. That's one of our better boards. And I'm taking out the Slave Rebellion. And if this is a adversary that you are struggling with, definitely give my France 6 guide a look. And I should probably accidentally did that. Let's reshuffle again. Meant to press G and I pressed F. Okay. Got board E. Very strong board for us. We start in E8 as well as in E7. Presence, put our presence there. Okay. And starting Explore is going to be Jungle. And I believe Lure actually has a pretty good matchup into France. Um, really, it's just we have so many ways to deal with Explorers builds. And we have Disease, we need to add Disease. So there's just plenty of options. We're going to go Presence from bottom track, just doing our standard Lure opening, Softly Beckon plus Perils. Basically placing a presence, gaining the energy, and getting a plant. We're going to put this presence over here in E5. We got one of our best boards. Remember, we want a board with an inland land that touches the entire coast, and that's what we got here. So, okay, and we're ready to go. Build jungle, explore. Oh, we forgot to France 6. I always like France 6ing in my disease land starting, and then the explore is mounted. Okay, so what we will do is softly beckon. We'll gather. Well, let's first see how I want to play this out. Um, I believe we do. I guess softly beckon here on E7, gathering the two explorers, two beasts, two towns, and two Dahan. So we'll gather this town and this town. We'll also gather both Dahan from E8. Oh, actually, maybe I leave the town on E1 here. And then we then use perils, one fear, adland, a badlands, and a beast. It's 2, 4, 5, and then we get to push to Dahan. I'm gonna push my Dahan to E5 and to E1. You know, I actually think I'm supposed to leave this town. Well, there's a benefit to. Okay, so I actually have a very interesting decision here with my softly beckon, and I can either choose to gather both towns. If I gather both towns, I won't be able to fully clear this land with Swallowed next turn. And just to show what this card does, it's going to do 1 damage per token, and I have 4 tokens, so it's going to do 5 damage, just enough to kill the city and the town. So there'll be 2 towns left. Now I can also opt to use my Leptonate there, so then I'll only have 1 town. Now I could instead leave the town here on E1 with Softly Beckon. I then run back the same play, and then my jungle is fully cleared. The negative to that is I have a town on the coast, and Lure has issues dealing with the coast. The benefit is I cut off Sands Wetland, which we know is going to be the Explorer next turn. So I'm pretty sure, I think that's the option. I think I leave the town here because I want to cut off the inlands. Then we're going to use the Leptonate, 1 fear, and we're going to turn this town into Explorers. And then we're going to use the Ritonate, destroying 2 Explorers per token. If we kill 5 or more Explorers, we get to add an extra fear, and we're killing 5 or more Explorers. So 2 fear. Time passes, and I've opted, so I could have basically turned this town into Explorers. The problem with that is I would have to pull them into E5, and they're building on E5. In addition, I'm okay with them just the Han and the land just basically trading. I can also get the Han defend. Oh, and I forgot to France 6 again, didn't I? So because I forgot to France 6, I will France 6 into my we'll do it into my wetland, I believe. It has to be either wetland or sands. I could choose the sands as well instead. Maybe we do the sands. Make that land a big problem land. And, let's actually do the sands here just to be safe. The sands. Um, We then get to play 2 cards again. A lot of times players grab a miner here, looking for a defend, basically a way to solve the coast. I could do that. I could also choose to gain energy and gain a moon, such that I have a solved way to handle my E1. Um, I think that's what we do. We just gain the energy, I don't even think we gain the power card. Just gain the element, make sure I have a solved way to handle my sands if it comes up. I think I do that. We get the moon. I'm not entirely sure. I don't play much lure. Um, we'll put the presence over here in the sands. And we're going to use Swallowed, 2 fear. We do 5 damage, killing everything on the jungle. There we go. And we have both the left and the right innates. We're hoping for Dahan defense, something. We got Cultural Asim, Beast Attack, Reckless Offense. So got rewarded for playing around Asim. So this is just something naturally that I do. Whenever I can, I try to pair up my Dahan, and we were able to do that. By pushing my Dahan out of my E7, I pushed him to both of these lands, preventing Asim. Beast Attack does nothing, and Reckless Offense does nothing. Now we do have 2 fear cards, does nothing, and that could do something. Quarantine. Okay, so we do Ravage. That's dead. Mountain build. Explore is sands, ignoring coasts, and we need to France 6. We're going to France 6 into our E5. I'm France 6ing into here so that I'll just be able to trade with that land. And it feels nice. We played around this so we can turn this town into 2 explorers, gather those into my E7. Actually, we'll gather those into my E5 in case we get a like Dahan defense. I can just let the land trade. And then we're going to use Untamed Wilds, adding a Wilds over here to E7 or E6. And then we're going to use that right innate, 1 fear, killing the Explorer. And we are in a pretty good shape here. I mean, we're taking another Blight on E2. We're reclaiming, but we'll have a nice follow-up turn. Reclaim. We'll have, once again, Softly Beckon and Perils. Play both of these cards. And I can choose to get the elements if I do. I don't think we want to. Let's see. What if I don't play Perils? I play Gift of the Untamed Wilds. I could get the other moon, and then now I can hit that left innate. Right? Yeah, I could if I wanted to, but I don't get to kill I don't think we need to, though. I think we just run back Softly Beckon Perils, and then we get the 2 energy, and we get a plant here. And we can hit the right innate, we hit the left innate, and we pretty much set up nicely for that Slave Rebellion coming up in a couple turns. Ignore Strife, Beast Destroy, Dahan Defend. Well, look at that. Played around the Dahan Defend, and it worked. So Mountain Ravage, we're going to let this go through. In worst case, even if we didn't get the Dahan Defend, remember our presence ignores up to 2 Explorers. So regardless, this land was solved. I think there's only like increasing aggression would have gotten us. Oh, and actually this Dahan should have died. Sands build. And the Explorer is Wetlands. And we are board E. As you guys can see, the board E effect happening in solo. There's no Explorer. We do have to escalate, and we have to France 6. We're going to choose to France 6 into this E1. And we actually would have won the game, I think, if I chose to get a moon here. And if I played a little bit differently, I would have been able to kill the city, and then I would have been able to win that way. And maybe I was supposed to do that. I'm not sure. We'll use Softly Beckon again. Gather the town in. We'll gather Explorer, 2 beasts. There we go. Explorer. We're going to use Perils, 1 fear. Add the Badlands, add a beast within 1 range. And we're going to use the right innate, 1 fear, killing both explorers. Time passes. And we have Slave Rebellion to kill this town here. I'm actually just going to run back the same play. I'm just going to reclaim here. Because now I have a forced way to win. And I think I actually could have done this last turn. But I do not play much lure. We'll play Softly Beckon. We'll play Gift of the Untamed Wilds. And it looks like we can now get rid of that city. And it's the Slave Rebellion. I'm just going to resolve it. We're going to put that back in the deck. We have Ethereal Conjunction. We also have Tended the Living Earth, and we have Ethereal Conjunction. Choose any non-major card in your hand, put into play, then forget it. Or I can destroy a presence. I'll just destroy a presence and lose an energy. Sure. Heal a Blight. Your card. Add a Strife. Okay. Sands Ravage. Build Wetlands. Explorers Coasts. France 6. And Softly Beckon again. Gather some Explorers. This time we learned our lesson. And we will use Forsake Society, replacing the city with 3 Explorers, bringing those in. And we'll then use Gift of the Untamed Wilds, adding a Wilds here. And we do not have the right innate, but that's okay. We end the game by playing Swallowed. And I could just go from bottom track. Really does not matter what we pick here. And Swallowed 2 more fear, and that's GG. So very solid game with Lure into France. France tends to be a very easy adversary. I think this is a pretty good showcase. I mean, we did get our best board. If you don't get board E, A, B, your games may look a little bit more difficult. And the main reason is you won't be able to gather everything into that one powerful land on E5. We did play around some cards that turn 1, like I said, playing around Cultural ASIM, pushing the Dahan into here and here. Also, that one turn where we chose to not gain the power card ended up paying off because we were able to stop the town on E1, and that stopped a triangle trade, which is France 4. So if you guys like this video, like, subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys in the next video.